everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Hi, my name is Emerald Hill, and this is where I review
what a fat girl eats in a day.
As a former fat girl, I've lost over 100 pounds. Today is a little bit different because I thought I would show you how I would go about recreating this person's diet on a local kind of food plan. So let's take a look at what we have here, and then we can get into it.
Hey girls, here's what I eat in a day as a happy fat woman.
Hey! Let's take a look. Let's see what you have today.
I feel like recently I've just always had to have like a reasoning after that statement of like why I am fat and why I'm happy about it. I'm just not going to do it today. Just accept me as I am. Start of the day.
This person actually really inspired me from a different video that they did before. They mentioned not being happy with the state of the world from some very diabolical news that was released. I'm sure we all understand what page we're on about that. She really inspired me to actually take it upon myself to say, you know what? I do have something that I can do, and that's eating local. So let's see how a vegetarian eats now that the state of the world has shown its scary underbelly. Let's go.
They look crazy with a bean burrito from Trader Joe's. I say crazy because I normally just have like a little protein bar. And I do have to say it was too much bean. I did not.
Bean burrito from Trader Joe's, and she felt like there was too much bean in it. So the first thing that we have to start off the day is either a bean burrito or a protein bar. Both of those things are pre-made, something that you buy at the store. And the only reason why I'm saying that they're pre-made is because she didn't make the Trader Joe's burrito herself. It was already made for her. So I think that that's a really great place for us to start, is actually making a homemade bean burrito, right? That would be really good. And the thing about bean burritos is, like, let me tell you, I'm not vegetarian, I'm not vegan. So this is going to be a bit challenging for me because I do want to hit 100 grams of protein in a day. Will I be able to do it starting off my day with a bean burrito? I'm not entirely sure, because while yeah, beans are higher in protein, really they're like 8 grams for a serving of 120 calories or something like that. In terms of like chicken, 120 calories of chicken would be around like 25 to 30 grams of protein. So there you go. But let's continue. Let's see what else that she has for today.
I enjoy it as much as I wanted to. Got home and my husband wanted to make these gorgeous little salmon burgers. And when I say gorgeous, I do mean ugly. I don't know why they look so bad. They just look like fleshy little boogers. Moving on, my avocado was gorgeous, like in the dictionary way. Like, thank goodness for that. And I had a funny moment of...
Okay, so we have a salmon burger with a bun, some cheese, and a bit of avocado. We had beans for breakfast, and now we're having a fruit avocado for lunch. I think that so far... I have no idea what I was saying. It's so funny how things work out timing-wise. My neighbor just came in with a friend of his, and he's like, she's running for the mayor of the municipality or something like that, so I had to sign a couple of forms to be supportive. And my neighbors are really great. They're very active, cool people in the community. He's a volunteer firefighter and everything like that, so go Lisa! Go Lisa! I believe her name was. Looking at this so far, a lot of carbohydrates, but we do have protein in the salmon, and that's really fantastic. And then we do have avocado, and that avocado guy would be cheering her on, so that's really great. So we got healthy fats in that. But yeah, let's see, let's continue. Let's see what else that we have.
Of realizing that I put the bottom of my burger on the top of my burger. Does that make sense? Like, I like having the cheese on top, and I put that on the bottom by accident. Had a little snack trio after.
My mom does that. I don't know if she does that, but she likes to eat her burger like with the bun up here, and then when she sets it down, she flips it over so the burger's upside down while it's like waiting on her plate. Very strange. Very strange. Oh no, I started it from the beginning. That's okay, I'll find it.
Little snack trio afterward. 1 Tony Chocolonely, and then the smallest amount of pretzels. The chocolate covered kind. Because my husband always leaves the smallest amount without finishing the bag. Also grab some chips and dip, which I do think is my favorite.
A little smorgasbord for our snackerinos. 1 little Tony's chocolate, and then we had some chocolate covered pretzels. And now we're having rustic onion dip with some Ruffled chips. All right.
Snack of all time. Give me a chip, gotta be a little bit of a ruffle, and give me an onion dip. I'm happy with anything, really. This kind is French. Now, I had big dreams of having an apple with peanut butter and Nutella, but it turns out apples go bad. I say it this way because I've never really had an apple go bad before. I've always eaten them in time. But I was working with a half an apple, and I think that half an apple definitely went.
Okay, that's fair. I am also a culprit for leaving fruit half eaten in my fridge, intending to come back for it later, and then just like not. So I completely understand what she means, but I was a little disturbed when she mentioned like fruit goes bad. Ooh, girl, what do you mean? But no, she was just playing with us, which is very fun. I love that. I will say, like, so far, all of the stuff that we have had is pre-made stuff, like even all of the snacks. Not a lot of it was fruit or veg, like we did have an avocado, but even in the beginning, the burrito was made with frozen beans. I think so far, the challenge here is to actually have fresh made stuff. I wonder what the holdback is on actually eating fruit and veg for snacks, right? Like you would think that as a vegetarian, there would be a lot more vegetables and fruit, but let's continue.
Bad faster. I ended the night with pizza via Too Good To Go. You get cheap surprise boxes from local restaurants, and surprise is the ultimate word. Really not a ton of vegetarian options for me tonight, but still made it work with a half a slice of white, half a slice of regular, and a full Sicilian. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inspiring me. Thank you very much for inspiring me to do this video, because I have had an absolutely fun time recreating everything that you had today. I went to Briarwood Farmers Market, which is just like 10-minute drive away from me in St. Thomas. That's actually right beside the Walmart, so there's no excuses for me not to go there and get my stuff from there, okay? What was the excuse before? We don't know, but now we are making changes. Briarwood Farmers Market has all kinds of local markets and local producers of different various products like milk, cheese, meats, fruit and veg, all of that really great stuff, and they amalgamate there. They're really great for the community. They support their local hockey teams. They also help out the unhoused and in the St. Thomas Elgin community, and that's really fantastic. So I was very happy to be able to go and do this video and support them. They're not sponsoring this at all. In fact, in a way, I guess I'm sponsoring them. Support your local farmers market and community. So when I went, I did spend $42, and I didn't actually pick up any cheese to make the cheese part of this. I did have shredded cheese already, so there you go on that. But I did make a breakfast bean burrito. I used beans. I had to rehydrate the beans. I've never done that before, but it turned out awesome. I soaked them overnight, and then I boiled them for probably half an hour, and then I cooked them again with some salsa and some zucchini and a bit more water and a few spices and things like that. And then on the tortilla, I only used one tortilla, some cheese on there, and then I did the bean stuff, and then I had some lettuce. And it was really good. It was really filling. I really enjoyed it. The only thing about it though, I try to get in at least 20 grams, if not 25 grams per meal that I have. And this was pretty much probably 10 grams of protein. I didn't use 2 portions of beans. I did use a little bit more than 1 portion. And then there's a bit of protein in the tortilla itself, but really it was not a high protein meal. And it's really hard to get your protein in when you're not eating actual protein, but that's okay, because if you're vegetarian, there are eggs and other things like that. I don't think this person in particularly likes eggs, because I think they've mentioned before they're not really an egg person, but that's okay. We still made strides with it. For the first time ever, I actually bought Lake Erie pickerel. I live on Lake Erie, and I have never bought Lake Erie pickerel, and I actually did. It was really great. I made fish tacos with Lake Erie pickerel that were caught in a lake that I live beside. That's so cool. That was awesome. And that was the first time that I've actually made fish tacos, and that was absolutely incredible and delicious. And that kind of made up for the lack of protein earlier, because using that amount of pickerel, it was more around 40 grams of protein. So that was really great. I did use a bit of cheese again, that I already had the shredded cheese. Other than that, it was fantastic. And I did have a sweet treat snack. Okay, I know that this person really likes their snacks and they really like their chocolate and their sweet treats, and I didn't want to take that away from them. So I did buy chocolate covered pretzels from Brywood and bananas. And I know that bananas are not local. They are a tropical product as it is listed at Brywood, but I'm still buying it from there. And I really like bananas, so I thought, you know what? I'm just gonna have bananas with my pretzels, and that's really great. Why not? And then, of course, for my pizza, oh, I almost forgot. She really likes onion dip, and I have to say, generally, dip is kind of hard to get behind, but you can make it healthy. And I think that you should make your own dip, because you can make it using cottage cheese or Greek yogurt or something like that, something higher in protein, and you can control all that's going into it, preservatives, all of that other stuff. And it's really easy to make a tasty dip. So I wish that I did that instead, but I did buy, made at Brywood, it's called garlic spread. Really? It was aioli. It was mayonnaise and garlic, but it was really tasty. I think it was soy mayonnaise and garlic, but it was really good. I tried to use it as like a garlic dip, but I was already pretty full at this point, so I just used a couple of the tortillas to make some chips and to dip it in the aioli. It was good at first, but then slowly realized like, I'm eating mayonnaise and I don't really want that. So that was the only thing that I think that I kind of faltered, but I did work it into my daily calorie allotment if I wanted that. I would say though that you do really have to be careful when you're dealing with chocolate and carbohydrates and, you know, fatty dips, is that snack alone was a little over 600 calories. So 600 calories in that snack, and then there's also the bean burrito, and then there's also pickerel fish tacos that I had, and then of course you can't forget the pizza. I work at this amazing bed and breakfast, but every once in a while we also do really fun little events and stuff like that. And this was an awesome pizza night that we had, and I had the absolute luxury of having my own pizza. I'll put up the menu here. I did get to try the salad. I'll put that up as well. I got to try the salad, and for my pizza, I had the classic meat pizza, but I also added a bit of the squash because I couldn't resist a little bit of squash. But this place had vegetarian option for pizza. She would have been very happy with the pizza option that Kim, the owner of the Windjammer, made. And then also for dessert, there was either creme brulee or parfait, and I had a couple of bites of the parfait. I shared it with my coworker, and it was very delicious. And so I was very spoiled, but it was great because it was also locally made. And that is something that she did. She did get her pizza locally made, but I did look at it, and it really was just cheese pizza. And even the pizza that I had, it had squash on it, had some vegetables on it. So there you go. I think that what's really important here, when you look at what you eat in a day, it is really good to have vegetables or fruit with every single meal and snack that you have. And it's really important because that is what gives you your nutrients. That is what fuels your ability to do what you want. A lot of what she was eating was carbohydrates and flour, chocolate and sugar. So that's something that I wanted to incorporate to show you can still have these things. But at the same time, I think that it's really important to be able to see if you're a vegetarian, maybe you should be eating more vegetables. I don't know. Is that really mean to say? I don't mean for it to be mean. But at the same time, it's like, if you want to make a difference in your community, if you want to make a difference in the whole world as a whole, why are you buying every single meal that you have pre-made, ready to pop in the oven? It's all made by the patriarchy. You know what I mean? Why not go and find a market? Why not try a little bit harder to really make a difference in the everyday thing that you do? And I don't mean to make this video as a way to come down on you. I want to hold your hand and I want to take you to the market, and I think that would be really great, and to be able to do those things and to have like fun doing it and making community. And that was so great also about the pizza night that the Windjammer put on, that Kim put on, because, oh, we want to book in for 5 o'clock, a couple of people, like a couple of couples, and Kim put them all at the same table. So there was like 6 couples that came at, 5 o'clock, and they all had to sit together, and they all had to order together, and they all had to talk amongst each other. Isn't that amazing? That is incredible. I think more places should try to do things like that to make community, to make connection, to kind of encourage and push people to actually talk to one another and to support one another, right? I think that it's such a great opportunity to be able to make these things mean something to you, right? Because there's got to be a reason why you're vegetarian, right? The suffrage of animals, protecting animals from pain and fear and all of the horrible things that come from the slaughtering industry or whatever, the food industry, right? So why not make a little bit more of a difference too? Get out there, try different things, try making it yourself, try making your own freezer burritos. If you really like meal prep that much, meal prep it yourself, girl. I know you can do it. And that's the point of this video, to say that I know you can do it because I did. I'm not vegetarian, but I went out and I recreated everything that you had in a vegetarian way while supporting my local industry, my local business, my local people. Let's do it. And I don't want to hear you complaining about the lack of variety, because you know what? As somebody that is trying to continuously, has lost a lot of weight and is still trying to lose weight, yeah, everyday stuff is boring. I have a variation of chicken, rice, and veg, or chicken, potato, and veg, or beef, potato, and veg, beef, rice, and veg. Those are the tiny variations. And I know that it's like, well, why do you live your life that way? Why not have blah, 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 blah? But the truth is, you don't either. You can sit there and say, well, there isn't a lot of variety for me, and if I only stick to these healthy things, that is not a lot of variety. But you just said, in things that you order from, there aren't a lot of variety. So you might as well just stick to the healthy stuff that was grown down the road, or 10 minutes away, or even 20 minutes away, right? You gotta choose what you want to contribute to. What I'm trying to say is that I'm choosing the mediocrity of my steak being too juicy and my lobster being too buttered or whatever, of my local produce. Locally raised chicken, locally grown potatoes, locally grown veg. That's what we're going for. And I recommend that to you too. I think that you can do it. I think that you can make a difference. That's what I'm saying. That's what I want to leave you with. I think you can make a difference. I believe that you can make a difference because I believe that I can too. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. What did you think about this video? It was a bit of a different structure, but thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you. I love you. Thanks so much. Bye for now.